try this out again. I've been wanting to for a while do a video series about maybe almost a video journal, thoughts, driving back from Emporia, my hometown, back to my home now in Kansas City. I won't look at the camera because I am driving, so I'll be careful with that, but I can talk and hold this up. I think it's alright. How old am I now? I'm 30 years old this year. I am married to a beautiful woman who I absolutely adore, and I have 3 little girls, Avery, Emmy, and Reese. Right now they are getting ready to be 3, getting ready to be 5, and then Avery will be 7 in January. Nope, in February. I own a small business. Got a few guys that work with me, awesome crew, great business partner. Enjoy what I do. Go to a church in Brookside, Christ Community Church, that is incredibly intentional about exploring faith and reality and everything that comes with that. And I think that's one of the reasons I want to do this journal, is I constantly think about these things. Constantly think about how things are, how things should be. And just want to share some of my thoughts. So I want to start with the fact that I grew up as a Christian. I grew up in a Christian home. Appreciate my parents raising me that way. I had a very good childhood. Of course, I went through adolescence and everything else and was just as stubborn as most boys. I was kind of a nerdy kid. I was into sports, but not necessarily the best at it, but, you know, got along with most people. I think if anything, people would say that I'm a people person. I like talking, I like creating relationships. I can't put my hand on the steering wheel, otherwise it gets really bouncy. I like creating relationships. I like figuring things out. I like understanding things. I think if I pray for anything, most of all I pray for wisdom, because transparently I enjoy it. I like getting things. Don't like it when I can't see something, when I can't see how it's supposed to be. And that goes for everything. It goes for my family, it goes for my work, my business, my relationships with friends, is understanding where things are at. And it goes for my faith too. I'm a Christian. I believe that God created everything. I'm not sure exactly when that happened. Still figuring out, how does evolution or science of things adapting and so on and so forth fit into that. But I do believe that this is far too complex. I believe that it's far too organized for there not to have been an organizer, a creator. I have looked at a lot of religions, and yes, I was raised in a Christian home, and so I think my lens is definitely first and foremost focused on that. But looking at other faiths, keep coming back to Christianity as being the one faith that accounts for the way things are, the way things ought to be. It also accounts for the best way for humans, in my opinion, to flourish in their relationships with each other. I want to set a framework for my understanding of faith right now. And the fact that God created everything. It's a 4-part gospel, right? The ought, is, can, will, and I love the way our church puts it. The way things ought to be when God created it, and we were in perfect community with Him. The way things are, or the way it is that things are broken. Things are broken because of sin, because of pride, because of us thinking we can be God. I wouldn't mind being like God, but I don't think I can handle being God. I know I can't. The way things can be is a foretaste of the way things will be. The way things can be is redeemed in Christ coming and dying for us, and His Holy Spirit living in us and teaching us how we should flourish, and teaching us constantly how He wants to be more intimate with us, and teaching us what it means to be an apprentice, what it means to be a disciple, what it means to be someone who just wants to be more like the person he was created to be, more closer to the God that created him. And the way things will be. So ought, is, can, will. Creation, fall, redemption, new creation. So the new creation, the way things will be. The way things will be back to the way things they were supposed to be. Perfect, holy, beautiful, creative. Lovely. So many descriptive words that probably my English language can't wrap around. So anyways, that's my framework. Ought, is, can, will. What does it shape? It shapes everything. It shapes the way I think about my family, how I ought to be a father. If I was to be a father the way it was before a fall, what would it look like? If I didn't sin, how would I treat my wife? If I wasn't prideful, how would I look at my children? So on and so forth. Shapes the way I think about my business. How should I treat my employees? How should I treat my business partner? What kind of attitude should I have when things do or don't go the way I maybe had thought they would? How should I interact with my clients? What's the quality of work that we should do? And I'll admit, this is a framework, right? This is the way I intend for things to be, but I don't always do it. Just last week I was stressed, and I know I was wearing it on my sleeve. Dane called me out on it, he rightfully so. I appreciate that he's a brother to do so. But, yeah, there's so many facets that go around with that. I want to get into those, and I want to get into what that means for me as I do more of these, but I wanted to set the groundwork. Who I am, 30-year-old dude, social, family guy, business guy. I'm a creative. I'm a designer by trade, but now I'm more of a kind of strategist in the business. Come from a really good family that has its issues, but it's been a big blessing to me. I'm passionate about helping others. I'm passionate about my community. I should be more passionate, but we'll get into that more too later. And I believe in this framework. I believe in this God that created things in a certain way. Boy, would I love for it to be back to that way. But that there's sin in the world and sin in myself that keeps that from happening exactly how it was originally intended. Thankfully, a long time ago, God would send a part of himself, his own son, to be even more intimate than he was in the temple, to rescue us through a sacrifice of himself. Not a murdering, so many people put it that way, that he was murdered, but a self-sacrifice. So I'm processing through a lot of these things, and I want to share with you guys as I think about it. I do believe in the Bible. I believe the Bible is very, very true and very real and very alive and very effective. I'm still processing how the Bible was intended to communicate through poetry and through storytelling and through education and through history. But all in all, I believe the Bible is true. I believe what it says is accurate, and it teaches us how we ought to live. It teaches us who God is and was and will be. So this is kind of my journey. I hope that I actually stay consistent on this. I hope that I get more times, maybe on the road or on the way to work, or maybe late at night or whatever it is that I can share to you my thoughts. So I'm at 10 minutes. This is probably too long, so hopefully I'll keep them shorter and maybe get to the point a little faster. So I look forward to talking to you guys. Please continue to give me your feedback. This is just a journey. If anybody watches it, great. If it's an archive for myself, my family, my kids, it's cool too. I hope I get to meet some of you guys. I love the ones that I know, and I hope I make more relationships that are not, as I say, I've met you but I don't know you. I hope I get to know many of you. So, cheers.